Hey guys, welcome back to SUP'S Garage. On this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace your headlights to this headlight setup down here. And I'm really hoping that this gives the truck a way better look. I'm not saying that I'm complaining about what it looks now, but I definitely want to put a little bit more black into the blue color. Now, as far as removing the grille, just click on this link here on the top right corner of the screen, and starting on the 50-second mark, all the way to about 3 minutes and 15 seconds will show you step by step on how to remove the grille. Once you've done that, just simply come back to this video. Alright guys, and once you're this far, it doesn't really matter what top headlight you start off with first. In this case, I'm starting off on the driver's side, and you're gonna have to remove a total of 4 bolts. The first one's gonna be here on top, the next one's gonna be on the right side here, and then you got the last 2 on the bottom, one here and one on the right side. All right, and once you remove all 4 bolts, just simply remove your headlight bulbs out of the socket, like so. And then we can get the driver's side headlight out of the way. All right, now time to do the exact same thing for the passenger side. All right, now simply just remove your bulbs as well. And now we got the passenger side out of the way. All right, since I'm already working on the passenger side, I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side first. Now this kit does come with headlight bulbs already installed, only on the upper headlight itself. So you could choose to use them, or you can just go with the ones you've already had on your truck. I'm choosing to use the ones I have already because these are LED, and I just prefer LED over these regular headlight bulbs. So once you decide on that, go ahead and twist your headlight bulbs back into your headlight. And then once you've done that, we're simply just gonna bolt this back on to the radiator support. And it does come with these wires on the side. For now, just leave them on the side because we're gonna have that connected to the bottom side of the headlight, and then tap into the bottom harness to make sure these LED lights stay on only when the parking lights are on. So again, just go ahead and put your 4 bolts back in. And how I like to put it back on is making sure that all the bolts are in first, and then I go back and tighten all 4 down. All right, now I'm just gonna tighten it in crisscross pattern, starting with the bottom one here. All right, that takes care of this one for now. Time to move on to the driver's side. Again, I'm choosing not to use the bulbs it came with, so I'm just twisting them off and putting mine on. All right, once you got those in, again, we're just gonna bolt it back onto the radiator support. And again, guys, just make sure that these wires aren't kinked. I want them loose from the top side, again, just to have enough wiring to be ready to be connected to the bottom headlights. All right, next we're gonna be replacing these pieces here with these here that also come with the kit. Now, as you can see, mine are missing one of these on each side. So I'm just gonna untwist these. All right, I do wanna mention that the nut that I'm about to remove now is supposed to go the other way. The reason why mine are the opposite is because when I first installed these headlights, for some reason it wouldn't catch. So I just flipped them around to be able to grab better. And you're gonna notice that I'm gonna put them back exactly how I took them off, only because I was focused more on the video and not thinking to put them back on correctly. So just make sure you put yours on the correct way, not the way I'm doing it. All right, got that one out. I'm gonna push this out slowly and do the next one as well. All right, now just push this one out as well, like so. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and install the new ones. And this is the right side of the grille. So keep in mind, if you get confused, it does have a little letter on the top. It's either gonna have an L or an R, R for right, L for left, just in case you get confused on which ones go where. And I do wanna warn you, be careful when taking this tape off, because if you get some inside, it's gonna be really hard to get that out, especially if it gets stuck inside. All right, and the way I'm gonna be putting mine back on is this clear side here that's sticking out. It's gonna go towards the inside of the grille. Then I'm just gonna twist this back on. All right, now moving on to the top side, and the same thing, it has an R letting me know that it's the right side. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing with this one. The clear side that's sticking out the most is gonna go towards the inside of the grille. All right, once those are tight, we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm starting off on the top one here. Just push it out. Moving on to the bottom. And again, just push it out. Okay, and time to put our new ones back on, and I made sure that this one's the left side, and again, clear side towards the inside of the grill. All right, and finally moving on to the last one. Again, clear side towards the inside of the grill. All right, and that's it. All right, as far as the wiring goes, guys, I'm gonna try to explain this as simple as I can. I'm using these type of connectors to connect an additional wire that's tapping into the ground of the bottom of the headlight. And I'm doing the exact same thing for the middle wire here. If you tap into the one on the left, what's gonna happen is the light's only gonna turn on when your turn signal is flashing. So you don't wanna tap into that unless that's how you want it to work. I want mine to work only when the parking lights are on. So that's why I'm using the middle wire here. And what I have attached to the end of those wires is these little connectors here. Now I do recommend you using the opposite connections for the red and black. Therefore, when you're connecting to the headlights, you never get these confused. So in this case, I have a male for my ground coming from the bottom of the headlight on the OEM harness that I simply just connect here. And for my power wire coming from the OEM harness, I have a female connection. Again, therefore, there's no way I can get these mismatched, causing a short. Once you got those wires connected, it doesn't hurt to just check to make sure that if your parking lights are on, this LED light comes on. So I'm turning on my parking light now. And as you can see, mine is working, so I'm good to go on the top one so far. All right, well, since I'm already on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on this one, because this one will be connecting to my bottom headlight. Therefore, this one's gonna power my top one, and this one will power my bottom one. And I'm just gonna be using the same wires, tapping into the center one as my power wire, and then tapping on the right one as my ground wire. And there's really no need to buy extra wiring, because this wiring coming from the new headlights are long enough, and all I'm doing is cutting a piece of this off and using it to tap into this side of the harness, attach my connectors, and the other side attaches to the headlight itself. So again, here's the bottom headlight here, and I'm just gonna be cutting off about 5 to 6 inches off to use this as my wiring. So I got that cut off, and I'm gonna be using this to tap into the OEM harness now, starting off with the blue connector on the ground side. Get that in place in the very back, and stick this wire here on the right side. Once you're sure that you got both wires in, just clamp it down. And just make sure none of the wires are loose. In my case, both of them are pretty firm. Now we're just gonna close this little cover here till it snaps in place. Now that we got the ground side ready, we're gonna do the exact same thing for the center wire. Sliding my blue connector on the OEM harness, then putting the other wire into the other side. Once you got both wires where you want them to be, go ahead and clamp down on it, making sure it's nice and firm. And once you know both of those tight, again, just close the cover. All right, now it's time to move on to putting the male and female connectors on these two wires. Starting off with my ground wire, I'm gonna be putting a female connector. I'm gonna crimp it down, making sure that's nice and firm. You don't want that to be loose. Moving on to the next wire. Again, I'm gonna be putting the opposite, which is gonna be a male connector on this side. Again, therefore I never get confused when having to remove this for any reason or putting it back. Crimp that one down. So now I got this side set up, ready to be connected to the bottom side headlight LED. All right, now it's time to put the connectors for the bottom headlight that goes here in this place. I'm gonna be starting off with the ground wire here. All right, just keep in mind the connector coming from the harness side, the headlight connector needs to be the opposite of what's on this side. So this here, I have a female, and on this side, I'm gonna put a male. All right, got that connector in. Moving on to the power side, again, needs to be the opposite. In this case, I have a male, so I'm gonna put a female on this side. And now since I'm already here, I'm gonna go ahead and test to see if this one works with the one on top. So I'm simply just gonna connect my grounds together and then my power wires. So now I'm just gonna turn on the parking lights to see if they both work. And if you did everything correctly, they should both be on like so. And now you're gonna be doing the exact same thing we just went over on the other side. Now I'm not gonna be showing that on the video because I don't wanna make this video too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll move on to the next part. All right guys, and I do wanna make it clear, on the driver's side, you're gonna be tapping into the very right wire, which is all black, which is gonna be your ground wire, and then the middle wire, which is gonna be your power wire. And for the passenger side, you're gonna be tapping into the black with the white line on it, that's on the very right as well as your ground wire, and then the center wire as well for the passenger side, which is gonna be brown. All right, now that you verified that all the lights work, including your low beams and high beams, we can go ahead and start putting everything back together. Go ahead and disconnect both bottom headlights. You can leave the top ones connected because we got to put the grill back on, and then we can put those headlights back on. All right, at this point, you can go ahead and slowly set your grill back in place, making sure all the wires are sticking out from the bottom to be getting ready to put the bottom headlights back on. And of course, before putting your grill all the way back, make sure both parking lights are put in before you put the grill all the way back. And once you got those in, you can slowly start pushing the grill all the way back in its place. Don't forget to make sure that all the tabs on the bottom of the grill snap back in correctly. All right, and once you got your grill pushed all the way back, go ahead and put the 2 screws that hold the top, starting off on the driver's side. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and connect the bottom headlight on the passenger side. I'm gonna start off by connecting my LEDs first, so look for those wires that are tucked in. Go ahead and connect those connectors. All right, now you can go ahead and connect your bulbs back into your headlight. Once you've done that, just go ahead and push it all the way back in and put the 4 screws, put this back on. All right, done with the passenger side. Now time to move on to the driver's side. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is connect my wires for my headlight. And once you've done that, go ahead and put your bulbs back in. All right, now just tuck everything back in and start putting your 4 screws back on. All right, so once you fully put them on and the grill's put on, you might notice that the headlight might be sticking out a little bit towards this corner here, or maybe even the bottom side. And if you have that same problem like I did, you'll see 2 screws. This one you do not touch. You only touch this one, again, if the bottom part is either too far out or too far in. If the inside is sticking too far out or too far in, you're gonna be adjusting it with this screw here. So the only adjustment screws you should be touching is this one on the left side, and this section here, and this one here. And once you're done, it should be coming out pretty flush with the grill. This is what it looks like during the day, and then during the night, I'll also be showing you what it looks like. All right, guys, so this is how it looks like at night. Now, it definitely looks a lot better in person because I don't feel like the camera's really showing how good it looks, but I do like the new look, and I do want to say if you end up getting the exact ones I got, which is the dark chrome color, you're definitely going to need brighter high beam and low beam bulbs because at night, it really does dim down the light. But I've already bought brighter ones, they just haven't got here yet. But if you decide to buy the regular chrome headlights, then you should be fine with what you already have. But other than that, guys, this is gonna put an end to this video. Don't forget to hit that like button for me to help me continue growing the channel, and subscribe if you like watching videos like this. And like always, don't forget, God loves every single one of you guys. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.